All right, welcome to the robotic dog. I just got some new gear. Ta-da! That calls for a new podcast. I mean, if anything does, I don't know. That's what calls for a new podcast. Okay, so we are at Answer the Public, and we are here looking up questions that people answer they ask quite frequently. So Answer the Public just pulls from a lot of data on the internet, and it gives you the most searched items ever. So we are going to search, how do I train my dog to do blank? And we will see what she comes up with. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, we got 123 questions here. Let's see what we can gather. I should make sure I'm recording. I'm recording. We're good. We are good, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. How do I teach my dog to play fetch? Okay, this is a good one because not all dogs want to play fetch. It's just like not everybody likes math. Not everybody likes to work out. Yeah. Some dogs don't want to play fetch. There are some dogs that can play fetch and you just don't know how to unlock the fetch for them. So all dogs, this is my opinion, all dogs have some amount of prey drive. I don't care if your dog is a sloth, right? It's a mastiff and it's like, I'm tired, right? What's that sleepy Pokemon? The big one? Sleepazoid? That's not his name. Sleepazoid, right? That's not his name. Maybe it is his name. I don't know. But teaching your dog to play, that is a very good skill to learn. So what I like to do is I like to take 2 tea towels, just like kitchen towels, and I like to throw it and then I chase it. And then they're like, what is this bitch doing? Right? And then I grab it, I throw it, I chase it. And then I have another one. I'm like, oh my God, look at this. And I throw it and I chase it. And then pretty soon the dog is like, wait, you're looking like you're having so much fun. Can I run with you and just kind of do this? And then once your dog kind of like puts their mouth on it, you're like, yeah, you're so strong. And you let go and you let them win. So that can be like a very good step to teaching a dog to play fetch. Also going out in like a field or even in your house and you just take a piece of kibble or a treat and you just like throw it. And then that kind of gets the dog's brain to like, where did that piece of food go? I'm going to go chase that down, right? Fetch is chasing things down, having fun in the pursuit of the toy. The pursuit of happiness. It's happiness is in the pursuit. Think about that one. So that's what we're trying to teach our dog is that happiness is in the pursuit. It's not just when you get the toy, right? Because your dog, when you're like, I'm going to throw it, your dog's like, oh my God, throw the ball, right? When they get the ball, they're still like, throw the ball. You're like, put it down. They're like, no, throw the ball. You're like, buddy, you got to put it down so I can throw it. They're like, throw the ball, right? They're kind of crackheads at this point. So happiness is in the pursuit. And that is what we're trying to teach our dogs is that the game of just prey and like, that is the cool part to the dog. So you have to teach your dog that like happiness is in the pursuit. And maybe you have a bloodhound who doesn't give a shit about fetch. Maybe you have a Shiba Inu. Maybe you have a Basenji. I don't know. Why did you get that dog if you wanted to play fetch? Maybe you should have got a lab. I'm just saying. Maybe a golden retriever. And maybe you should have got something that retrieves in its name. Just a thought. Okay, listen. I love this mic. It can hear everything. Okay. Wow, I have to zoom in. My eyeballs are like getting to be like my parents. They're old. Okay, we just did that one. What should I train my dog to do? Very good question. This is good. You should train your dog to be neutral. That should be your goal. Your goal should not be, I want to teach fetch. I want to teach shake. I want to teach heel. No, you stop it. I want you to teach neutrality. Neutral. We love neutrality as dog trainers. We love dogs that can just come in and be like, yeah, it's okay. I don't care. It's cool, man. It's cool. I don't care, right? Those are dogs that can just like hang. Here comes my Malinois. She already spilled my Truly earlier, so you can't do it again, girl. Thank you so much for bringing me my own shoe. I don't want it. Please go away. Thank you. I love you. Please go away. Thank you. Be gone. Go away. I love you. Goodbye. She likes to just carry the shoes. She doesn't chew them. She's just like, I love shoes. Everybody's shoes. Weirdo. So train your dog to be neutral. Train your dog to ignore your neighbors. If your neighbor is like, hey, Brittany, your dog shouldn't be like, oh my God, I love you. I'm going to go say hi to you. Your dog should have blinders on to the public. And your dog should go, Mom, you are God and I love you. And you're the best ATM in the world because you pay a lot of treats. You should teach your dog how to walk on a loose leash and not pull. A lot of like pulling comes from people allowing dogs to just do whatever the fuck they want all the time. I'm a big proponent of free walks. I used to be like a structured walk only do a structured walk, right? I grew up watching Jeff Gellman and Sean O'Shea, and they're very robotic and like not a lot of free time with dogs. In my opinion, a time and a place for that, but like let your dog be a fucking dog, you know, like let them sniff, let them fucking lick things, let them, like, there's a dead rabbit in my field, it's like let them look at the dead rabbit, like just let them do it. They're fucking dogs, they're not here very long, let them do it. But like don't let that be the only thing they do, which is like what the fuck they want. Don't let your dog do whatever the fuck they want all the time, right? My dogs have so much freedom because I'm like, go do whatever you want, and then when I say come back, you come back, girl. Like, come back now. Okay. Teach your dog that you're God. Teach your dog that you matter more than anything else in the world. Teach your dog a really good off-leash recall. Teach your dog an e-collar recall. Teach your dog to be muzzled. Teach your dog to be handled by other people. Teach your dog to be groomed by other people. Selective people, right? Not everybody's a good groomer. Teach your dog to just, like, not be annoying. You don't want to be in that house where people go over and they're like, oh my God, Brittany's dogs are so nice. I love her dogs. Right? Really in their head, they're like, fuck your dog. Get your dog away from me. Not a fan of your dog. Like, right? People are like, oh, it's okay. I have dogs. He smells my dogs. Like, it's okay. Like, maybe some people like don't care, but like, honestly, no, your dog's fucking annoying and they're just being nice. So stop. Your dog should not jump on people. Your dog should not, like shove their face into their crotch. Like, what an awkward thing. Like, so weird, right? Especially like women, you already know when you're like on your time of the month, you're already like a little like self-conscious and you're like, oh, I don't like this, right? And then a dog's like, hello, and you're like, wow, way to make it fucking obvious, asshole. So yeah, teach your dog everything I just said. Okay, thanks. And I can help you do it. How do I teach my dog to paw? Stop teaching your dog to give paw. Stop it right now. So that is a very easy thing to teach because dogs get frustrated and they're just like, meh, 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 right? But it turns into this like demanding behavior. So I like teach your dog paw, but also teach your dog to not do it out of frustration. And this comes from just like existing with your dog. Like if you're just standing there and your dog's like, freaking pet me, a-hole, then you're teaching your dog that like, do demanding behaviors. I don't care, right? So then when you're like, do this, and your dog's like, no, I'm going to give you my paw. I'm going to punch you with it. Your dog is like demanding shit from you. And you might think it's cute and funny, but like really your dog's being a dick and you're allowing him to be a dick. So stop allowing your dog to force you to pet him and force him on the couch. And no, I make your dog ask for permission for things. How do I train my dog to play dead? Just Google it. It's not an important thing you should teach your dog to do. You should teach if your dog is a reactive turd, do not worry about teaching him to play dead. Do not worry about teaching him to paw or fetch or blah, 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 blah. No, teach your dog to stop being an asshole. How about that? Uh-oh, someone's honking loudly. Everyone wants to know how to make their dog play fetch. Stop getting lazy dogs. Do that one. What happens if I click on this? Oh, it takes you to the internet. Okay. Prepositions. Why is this so fucking small? How do I train my dog to not be territorial? Well, oh shit. This is a big one because everybody's dogs, not everybody, but like a lot of people's dogs struggle with like some kind of like resource guarding, some kind of territorial behavior over the house, and then they leave the house and then they're fine. My number one go-to is to back tie. I love doing this. When you back tie, you literally tie your dog to the wall, and then you throw treats at them. So they're tied to the wall. They're like, I don't like this. And then you're like, but here's a hot dog. And they're like, oh, I like this. And then that teaches your dog to just learn to exist. Dogs that are territorial, they have a lot more shit going on, right? They probably resource guard their owners. They're probably very pushy with their owners. They probably don't walk very well on the leash. They're probably kind of reactive. They probably do a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's not just territorial. Usually bad behaviors are a symptom of the root cause. Think about that one. So whatever your dog is doing to like annoy you, piss you off, there's something else going on. It's not just my dog is like, oh, barks at the neighbors or like growls at my boyfriend, or no. That is not it. Like, sometimes people will call me and be like, there's just one problem I need to fix. Or there's 2 problems I need to fix. I'm like, well, we could do 6 lessons. It's a good amount. I also do free group training that you should come to. Or we could do a board and train. And they're like, oh, no, not a board and train. I only have 1 issue. And I'm like, no, girl. You have a host of it. You probably have 10 issues. And it's just showing itself in this one particular icky issue. For example, say that your dog launches over the couch and tries to bite people the second they come in the house. That could seem like one problem. My dog is bad when people come over. That's it. He's bad when people come over. I don't like it. Besides that, he's the best dog in the world, but he's just bad when people come over. No. No, honey. No. Your dog has the ability to do whatever the fuck it wants. Your dog doesn't see you as a leader in the household. And I'm not talking about like alpha or like whatever. My dogs look at me as a leader for sure. And I say something goes, they're like, fucking roger that, ma'am. But there's no like alpha. I don't alpha roll my dogs. I don't like do all this weird shit. Like all this like, I'm dominant. I don't do that. So a dog that launches over the couch to like bite people, that is someone who doesn't teach their dog enough structure and rules, meaning like when I have people at this house, you need to behave a certain way. When I say hi to people out on the street, like you need to behave a certain way. So like my dogs know they have a ton of free roam. They also know that like if we go to a store or like outdoor eating, like there's fucking rules. You can't just like parkour on people's like tables as they're eating, you know. You can't snatch someone's burger from their hands just because like you like it. You can't do that, you know. So a dog that like launches over the couch to bite someone, that's a dog who's like, there's no rules in my life. I could do whatever the fuck I want. I could do anything I want. And that's an owner who probably walks the street with a leash wrapped around their hand and their arm because it's like makes them feel stable. So if your dog is doing something to annoy you, there's something else going on. There is another thing happening that you just don't know because you're not understanding the psychology of dogs. Let's talk about something else with dogs really quick. So I love dogs. I like dogs. They're cool. However, dogs like themselves more than they like you. My dogs included. And this means that I understand how dogs work. And if you want to have a better dog, you need to understand how they work too. So dogs are selfish. Dogs are selfish. Dogs love dogs. Dogs are the biggest narcissists in the whole entire world. They love themselves and pretty much nothing else. And that is not to say that your dog is like, Mom, I hate your guts. You're stupid. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that animals as a whole, they do things for survival and pleasure and because like they fucking want to. They're not doing things to please you because they want to make you happy. No. Dogs are doing things to please themselves and it just happens to make you happy. And then whatever response you give them, they're like, I like that. And that could be petting, that could be food, that could be toys, that could be rough play, that could be like, say your dog does something and you're very, very happy, but you just go, cool. Your dog would be like, all right, well, didn't get a reward out of that, so I'm fucking not gonna do that anymore. Now, say your dog does something that you like, and you're like, oh my god, that was so cute, I love you, and you scratch your dog on the head. You're like, oh, do you want a treat? Oh my god, you're the best dog ever, right? Your dog is like, I like that response. That was dope. So whatever I just did, I'm going to do that again, right? So I always tell my clients that your dog has an algorithm in their brain. Just like you have an algorithm for all your social media platforms, when you go to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, Periscope, I don't know if that's around anymore. When you go to any of these platforms, there, even like Midjourney, the AI image creator, there is a way to tell the system, I like that. That's good. That's for me. I like that. Bring it more. Come on, bring it to me. There's a way to tell the system that you like that. So your dog has that same system in his brain. So when you go, I like that. Do it some more. Yeah, that's good, right? Your dog is like, I like that too because you just gave me something. Treats, pets, run around, scratches behind the ear. You gave the dog something that he liked. And this plays in your favor and also not in your favor, right? Because sometimes your dog is an asshole. Sometimes your dog is a straight asshole. And you're giving your dog some kind of communication to his algorithm that says, I like that. And that could be a reactive dog who, I got an itchy ear. That could be a reactive dog who is barking and yelling and pulling to your neighbor, Joe. He's like, fuck you, Joe. Right? And you're pulling on that leash to make him stop. That's telling his algorithm, do it more. Do it more. Do it more. And that is just understanding dogs or like not understanding dogs. So when a dog is pulling and you're pulling against them, their brain says, do it more. If you push into a dog, they're going to push into you. Right? That's just like how the brain works. If you think about the Iditarod in Alaska, that's the sled dog sport. Everybody knows about, like mushing and like sled dogs. They put a harness on that dog because that harness allows the dog to harness its whole body's operation in one go and like pull the whole body into it. They're not sledding with those dogs on collars. They're sledding those dogs on harnesses because the harness pulls against and they pull against, and it's like holy matrimony and just match made in heaven. It makes that dog want to pull so much. So if your dog's pulling to your neighbor and you're pulling against them, you think you're telling them no, right? Because you're pulling against them and they're choking themselves. But your dog's brain is like, yeah, that was it. I like that. I like to pull against it. Also, if you tell your dog no and you're like, I tell him no and he just doesn't listen to me. Okay, but dogs don't understand words. They don't know what any of that stuff means. So when you're just like, no, stop doing that. I don't like that. Your dog's like, I'm going to keep doing it. And you're like, no, stop it. I don't like that. Shove them in their crate. They're like, I don't know what the fuck that means. Keep doing the thing that they were doing. So when you tell your dog no, it has to be in a way that makes sense to the dog brain. Because if you don't know how to speak to the dog brain, then you're never going to solve any problems. Just like with people, if you don't know how to speak to, like, men and women operate differently, right? If you don't know how to speak to a woman and like make progress with what you're saying, and you don't understand how our brains work, you're never going to make progress, right? Men, if you don't know how to speak to like a man, like men do very, very well with like A-B comparisons, right? Like, babe, do you want this brown belt or do you want this blue belt? They're going to go, I want the brown belt, right? Women, if you're like, oh, I feel like a belt would look really cute with that outfit. What kind of belt do you think would look cute with it? Women will go like, oh my God. I feel like a white belt or maybe like a tweed belt or like maybe black, like chunky. Women and men operate very, very differently. And this is not to get into like any like gender norms or like pronoun. Like I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like the way that people's brains work is like psychology is imperative for how you communicate with other people and animals. And so if you understand how that person or that thing operates and how they think, then you will get much further. But people don't look up, that's my elbow. Just popped a lot. People don't look up dog psychology before they get dogs. Like if I met with a client today and she's getting a chinchilla. That's her thing. She's like, I want a chinchilla. It's awesome. She works at Petco too. So she gets to see all the cute animals. You know, something that I want, I've always wanted like a serval cat. Like, oh my God, they're so cool. It's like a dog, but it's a cat. So if I was to get a serval and I didn't spend any time around a serval before I got one, like I could probably be okay because I'm a dog trainer and I like understand animals like that. But if I ever do get a serval, I'm going to spend time around them before I get one to make sure I actually do want that. But my client, she's getting a chinchilla. If she was to just get a chinchilla and she was like, I don't know what they eat. I don't know. Do they need, what kind of bedding do they need? Can I put like newspaper in there? Can I put like a towel in there? Like, what do they need? Special water? If she did zero research before she got this animal, she would fail. Like, a lot of people learn along the way, but they're not as prepared as they could be. So, before you get a dog, fucking do the research. Before you get a breed, spend time around them. Like, especially the people out there who are like, I want a high drive dog. I want a herding dog. I want a Malinois. Do you? Do you want a Dutch? Are you sure? Do you want a Dogo? Do you want a Pressa? Do you actually want a real American Pit Bull Terrier? Are you sure? Go spend time with a breeder. Go to a show. Go to a weight pull competition. Just go find a breeder and say, hey, I'm thinking about this breed. Can I come get exposure? I don't fucking know a breeder that's going to turn down help. Sure, come out. You can help me clean the whelping pen. Sure. Go spend time. Learn how the brain works. If you learn how the brain works, you might go, oh, I don't actually want that. Ugh, no. Or you might go, oh, okay, I understand. I'm up for the challenge. I'm ready. Some people don't want the challenge, and that's okay. Someone just opened the fucking gate. This fucking mic is... This has got to be how dogs hear. I could literally hear dogs whining in the kennel room, and the door's closed, and they're soundproofing up in there. Obviously not enough. It's like a security system. You can like hear people coming in. Okay. So let's do one more and then we will close this bitch out. Okay. I kind of already talked about that. How can I train my dog to pee in one spot and one spot only? Well, take your dog to that one spot. Make him go pee there. Just say, go potty, go pee. Take him to the one spot every single time. It's going to happen. You're going to build the habit. Now, when your dog pees in other places, don't punish them. Maybe you're just were shitty on your timing. Take your dog to the one spot and say, go potty. Don't play with them. When you take your dog to go pee, you should not be playing with them because we're going pee. We are not playing. It's as simple as that. Bring food out. I like to feed dogs midstream. As they're going pee, I feed them food. As they're peeing, as they're pooping, I reward them. That's just me. It works really, really well. But the reason I do that is because in training, when you mark something that you like, you train as you mark as they're doing it. Now, if you feed your dog after, it's fine. I like to feed while my dog is doing the thing that I like. That's all. And if you want your dog to be successful, going potty in one spot, make it convenient for you, the owner. Like, seriously, if it's 50 feet out away from, like, your house, That might be fine in the summer, but like, bitch, what about when it's cold? I'm not walking 50 feet away. Like, I'm going to stand out. I'm going to stand in the door. I'm going to put you on a flexi leash and you're going to go potty right outside the door. Go pee. Do your thing. Make it happen. Also, like, my neighbor has a yard and then I have a yard to the right. I don't want my dogs to pee in their yard. I want my dogs to pee in my yard. So when I see them go over there, I say, no, come over here. Go potty over here. And I redirect them every time they go. No, go over here. And then when they go pee, I'm like, woo, you're the best dog in the world. Woo. So do that. Yep. Do that. Okay, this is really random. I just thought about this. I listen to the Joe Rogan Experience a lot. And they talk about dogs pretty frequently on there. Oh, he's fucking wrong about the dogs. Like, the other day, somebody said that male dogs have 2 bladders for going pee, and that's why they can, like, mark so much. Like, no, that's wrong. Somebody else said that, like, pit bulls have a lot of, like, wrinkles because when they would, like, fight bulls or whatever, the blood would, like, it'd make it easier for their blood to rush down. Like, I don't know where they get this information. Joe also said that, grooming competitions, like when they, you can paint a dog or you can dye a dog to like look like it's a zebra or something. He was like, yeah, they paint it with spray paint. It's really fucked up. It is like spray paint that you would paint a house with. I'm like, that is not true. That is not true. So Joe, somebody tag Joe. Tag Joe. I want to go on his podcast and correct all the bullshit that they say on there. I think the only thing he's ever said on there that was like, and I love his show, but all the dog shit, stupid. So he said Belgian Malinois are fucking crazy. I agree. I totally agree. But all the other dog stuff, I don't even remember what else. Joe Rogan feeds his dog raw. Support that. I don't remember what else, but there's been a lot of dumb dog shit on there. I even wrote to them. I sent them an email. So tag Joe Rogan below because stop spreading misinformation about dogs on there because it makes me question other shit you say in your show. And I love your show. All right, Dog Boss out.